about three questions, considering about the videos that we watched yesterday. So let me introduce our team group. My name is Rita Madani.
My name is Claudia.
My name is Shorika Reskanwan.
Without any further ado, let's take a look to the first question in here that will present by Rashika.
Okay, so for the first question, what are the social, cultural, economic, and political factors in social interaction that affect the individual in video? So let's get started to the explanations. So first, here we have the explanation about the poverty in Indonesia. First, we have to know how many peoples are in our city that is poor, that is poverty. First, according to the statistic, the poor population in Indonesia reaches 9,22%, which is ini juga bisa berpengaruh terhadap lingkungannya, bisa juga bertambah atau berkurang. So the second, the impact of inequality. Children from poor families tend to have lower incomes than children from non-poor families. So these explanations is also same with the first group, which is ada ketidaksamaan antara pendapatan orang yang miskin dan tidak miskin, di mana orang yang penduduk yang miskin itu lebih sedikit ya, atau tidak setara dengan pekerjaan yang mereka punya dibandingkan dengan orang-orang yang tidak miskin. Ada presentasinya, yaitu berdasarkan Semeru Research based on study 1.522 orang anak dari yang miskin dan tidak miskin itu diteliti, di mana menghasilkan hasil penelitian itu ada 87% perbedaan pendapatan yang mereka perbedaan pendapatan dari profesi yang mereka punya. Jadi ada ketidakadilan antara orang yang miskin dan tidak miskin. Di mana orang miskin itu mungkin berpengaruh dari profesi apa yang mereka punya, seperti dari keluarga itu sendiri, rantai-rantai kemiskinan yang terus bergenerasi ke generasi selanjutnya. And then there are factors from social, cultural, and economic factors that greatly affect the educational of children from poor families. The first is social factors. Social factor ada beberapa poin, yaitu dari family environment, di mana sebagaimana kita tahu bahwa keluarga itu sangat-sangat berpengaruh pada siswa, gitu, di mana motivasi, lalu pola pikir yang mereka punya itu sangat berpengaruh. So the second, parent involvement, yaitu dukungan kedua orang tua itu tadi, dimana ketika orang tua itu tidak push them for the motivation to learn more, maka si students itu sendiri akan kehilangan motivasi, seperti yang dijelaskan di grup 1 tadi. Yang ketiga itu stigma dan discrimination, dimana banyak sekali stigma orang-orang atau diskriminasi terhadap orang yang miskin. Mungkin tadi ya contohnya kayak misalkan di kelas ada anak yang tidak ganti baju gitu selama beberapa minggu, kayak misalkan ada baju putihnya mungkin hanya satu, terus keluarganya juga tidak mendukung, tidak mencuci bajunya sendiri gitu. Jadi pasti mendapatkan diskriminasi dari teman-teman sekelilingnya. Jadi membuat semangat peserta didik untuk belajar itu terus berkurang. Lalu there's cultural factors. The first, values and perception of education, gender roles, and social hope. Di mana value atau persepsi kepada pendidikan itu sendiri jadi tidak terlalu berpengaruh kepada kehidupan mereka, karena pola pikirnya itu bagaimana berpikir bahwa mereka itu bagaimana melanjutkan kehidupan selanjutnya, seperti untuk kebutuhan makan, kebutuhan minum, dan sebagainya gitu ya. Gender roles di sini maksudnya apa ya? Jadi lebih ke gender apa ya, lupa. Gender role itu
Tidak patriarki lah.
ya tidak patriarki gitu. Jadi kalau misalkan yang wanita itu lebih ke ya udah nikah aja gitu setelah sekolah. Kalau misalkan yang cowok mungkin ada push, ada juga yang enggak. Gitu. Social hope itu sudah dijelaskan tadi. Economic factors, ada beberapa faktor ekonomi juga. That limited access to educational resource, di mana orang kaya tadi yang mempunyai uang lebih itu bisa menyekolahkan anaknya ke jenjang pendidikan yang lebih baik seperti kuliah, terus juga mungkin bisa ke pelatihan yang lebih expert gitu. Sedangkan orang-orang miskin tidak bisa mengeluarkan atau memberikan fasilitas kepada anaknya untuk belajar lebih baik. So the last political factors, the government decided to invert the address to poverty issues, di mana keputusan pemerintah juga sudah memberikan bantuan ya, berupa bantuan untuk orang-orang miskin ini, yaitu dengan program Keluarga Harapan atau PKH, Program Indonesia Pintar, dan Jaminan Kesehatan Nasional. Nah, akan tetapi ada beberapa ketidaktepatan sasaran gitu dari bantuan tersebut. Lalu sama juga seperti Kak Ima ya, dimana di tempat saya juga istilahnya itu orang dalam ya. Jadi ketika si keluarga RT itu pasti diutamakan. Lalu setelah keluarga RT baru yang benar-benar miskin itu baru diangkat. Setelah itu ya kalau misalkan si RT-nya melihat ada beberapa yang agak mampu gitu ya di dalam lingkungannya, itu mungkin tidak akan dimasukkan ke dalam list. Jadi tetap orang dalam is number one. Yeah. And that's it.
Number 2, how does the teacher pay attention to the social and economic status in the classroom in the learning process? Actually, in the video, there is nothing like teacher to teach in the classroom, but if we ask the teacher, if we face such as environment, there are several things that we should do. For the first one, we create a comfortable and inclusive learning environment despite of the social, cultural background of the student. The second one, we encourage students to share their thoughts and opinion, because actually when students have a social economic gap, and the poor one is actually more like ashamed to put their opinion. And the third one, making learning materials and activities accessible to all students, because not all students can access the material if we pakai kayak teknologi. Not all people can access the material. And fourth, encouraging critical thinking about economic system and social issues. Actually, we could make learning material and activities accessible to all students regardless of their economic background. And as a teacher, we should be aware of the socio-economic status of the student and tries to create an inclusive and empowering learning environment that takes into account that diverse background and experience. And also, kalau misalkan kita berada di lingkungan yang seperti itu, kita tuh kan tahu kalau lingkungannya tuh itu kayak kumuh, and that's why we should teach our student to more taking care of their environment. Seperti itu, seperti kayak meningkatkan kesadaran siswa akan pentingnya menjaga kebersihan dan juga keinginan lingkungan dengan mengajarkan cara pengelolaan sampah yang baik.
Okay. We move to the next question, the last but not least question. What other things do you do other than the one that the teacher has applied? So in here we have a answer as a teacher that if we are put in that situation to teach as we know children from slums environment. First of all, we recognizing resource access. So we make sure every student has the learning materials, as we know books. So we make sure everyone everyone can read the books when we teach. And then the second one is creating an inclusive environment. So in here, we're building a safe and respectful environment for all students. So we want the student open up to the teachers, as we know that they are from poverty and they are, as we know, not really lucky. So we want to they are open to us to teach us what their problems. So we want to make the new mem is as the mem friends. So maybe it's small things that we can change their life. So that's we want to make this kind of inclusive environment. And then the third one is differentiating instruction. So as we know that for the children from the poverty, maybe their lack of understanding, we need to make sure that they understand the materials better. So that's why we need to adapt to the teaching methods to meet the student needs. And then the next one is collaborating with parents or communities. So this one is we working together to provide additional support for students. So it's not only from the school. We need parents, we need to communities, or maybe as the one from Pak Anies yang Pak Anies ada program yang mahasiswa itu datang untuk mengajar. So I think this one is we need to have this kind of program or communities to support them, not only from school. And then the next one, utilizing government programs. So guiding students to social assistance programs like LPDP. So as we know that children from this kind of slums environment, they lack of motivation. Ya, mereka itu tidak terlalu tinggi motivasinya. Mereka memikirkan hanya bidik misi ya. So we need to memperkenalkan introduce LPDP, ya LPDP seperti Aminef, supaya they're not only think that they can get scholarship from their keadaan, tapi from their knowledge. Yes, so we need to introduce LPDP, Aminef, and other scholarship, so they can motivate themselves to study. And then the last one is encouraging soft skills development. So build the students' confidence and social skills. So this is the last, but not least. It is really important for students that are living in the slums to improve themselves. So in this zaman, in this era, no, we do not only need to knowledge, but we need to skills. So if we have skills that we can public speaking or something, so yeah, we can get job easily, yeah, compared to only know about knowledge. So I think that's all from us, yeah. Thank you so much for your attention, guys. So if you have any question, please raise your hand.
Question, please. Question?
I think there's no.
If you appreciate them, you have to ask question.
So if there is no any question, I think that's all from us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.